In this video today, I'll be telling you about my top 5 financial culture shocks since I came to Canada. Make sure you watch this video to the end. Hi guys, welcome to Mikoko's Diary. My name is Michael. If this is your first time on this channel and you're seeing my face for the first time, thank you for clicking on this video and please consider subscribing to the channel. And to all my returning subscribers, thank you so much. I know it's been a while. I'm back now. I hope you saw my previous video, the live stream I did recently. If you've not seen it, please do well to check it out. I know that usually the kind of things people talk about is the culture shock, the kind of food they found when they came to Canada, the weather and all that. But I want to talk about something different in this video. I want to talk about the financial culture shocks, those things that made me to feel like, what's happening here when I came to Canada. Number one on my list is credit. From back home in Nigeria, of course, we could have access to loans, and there's, of course, a credit system in my country, But when I came to Canada, I realized that, you can easily access a loan. Yes, credit is available for you, even as a new immigrant. As soon as you land, you can approach the bank and they would approve you for a credit card of maybe $1,000 or $2,000. For me and my wife, we got $2,000 from the bank the very week that we landed in Canada. It came as a surprise to me because back home, no bank would give you a credit card just because you are new in town. Like, what do you mean? Who are you? But here in Canada, as soon as you land, you can approach a bank and with, of course, your documents, and they would give you a credit card. This is just because the system is based on credit. There is a system of credit score here where they rank you according to how well they think you are credit worthy. I don't know if that would be an exact definition of the credit score anyways, but you know what I mean, and the credit score allows you to, the credit score is what a lot of, it matters a lot because renting a place, the landlords want to see your credit score. Getting a big loan, the banks want to see your credit score. Buying a car, the dealership wants to see your credit score and all that, and this would also determine the kind of loans you'd be able to get and of course the interest rates and all that. So my first culture shock financially when I landed in Canada was the fact that credit was available. So that would definitely make my top 5. The next financial culture shock I want to talk about is the buy now, pay later system. I understand that this is, of course, available in other countries too. But when I came to Canada, I realized that a lot of electronics, devices, gadgets, you can buy them now and pay monthly. You can pay for these devices monthly, starting from your mobile phone. Back home in Nigeria, no phone seller would give you a mobile phone for you to be paying monthly. But here I found out that these mobile devices are actually sold by the network operators, and they allow you to pay for them monthly. So when I came, my phone was old already, so I had to just dump it and get a new phone. I got myself a new Samsung phone at the time, and I was paying about $17 because I got some discounts. I was paying about $17 every month for that phone. It came as a shock to me, like, oh, really? So I have access to a very good phone and I can pay every month. Of course, don't get trapped into that because, bills keep piling up. When you get this, you get that. So you get a laptop, you're paying $300 or $500 on that. Then, of course, your car, you're paying on your car loan, your phone. These bills add up and, can come back to bite you, right? But it came as a shock to me when I came here. Number 3 on my list is monthly fee. Back home in Nigeria, we pay our rent. Of course, I know most people pay rent annually, every year. But when I came here, I realized that a lot of fees are paid monthly. In fact, there are fees that you can pay semi-monthly or bi-weekly. That's every 2 weeks or twice a month and all that. So, I think it makes life easier, right? Imagine someone living in Lekki, Lagos, where rent can be maybe as high as 2 million naira, 3 million naira per annum. If you are paying more than that for rent, please, I want to see in the comment section below. Let me see how much do you pay for rent per annum in your city. Put it in the comment section. But here we pay every month, right? We pay month on month. So although you can get a lease agreement or a contract for a year, your payments will be monthly. Same goes for insurance. Car insurance, home insurance, and all that are paid monthly. Like in Nigeria, for my car, if I wanted to pay insurance, I would pay for a whole year. Sometimes they can even, some insurance agencies allow you to do payment, to make payment twice, maybe 6 months, but here it's monthly. I understand that you can also pay everything at once anyways, but most fees here are paid monthly. So that came as a shock to me. Of course, anyways, considering how high rent can be in a city like Toronto where I live, I don't know where I can find the money to pay for my rent for 12 months at once. That would be really too much. It would be too much for me to bear. I don't know about you. Next on my list, of course, if you look at the trend of what I've been saying, you can see they're actually related to each other. Credit, you get credit, and of course, you can buy gadgets, and pay in bits. It's also some sort of credit. Then monthly fees, right? You make payments every month, right? Because, and which brings me to my next point, salaries are paid semi-monthly or bi-weekly. Most people I know earn their salary every month, twice a month. So for some people it's every 2 weeks, while for some people it's twice a month. That is the middle of the month and at the last day of the month. In fact, my previous job, my first job when I came to Canada, yes, the very first job I got, I was being paid semi-monthly, which means every 15th day of the month I get paid part of my salary, then I get the remaining part at the end of the month. And it came as just quite interesting to me, because, so story time now. My first job that I got in Canada, I got that job just about 2 weeks, within the first 2 weeks that we landed here in Canada. Then I resumed the second month in Canada. So that first month, my first month in Canada, I still got some salary from my previous employer from back home in Nigeria, right? So I can say that, I still got some salary in January. Then in February, when I started the new job, the first 2 weeks we were on training, and I got paid at the end of the 2 weeks. I had not even started working because at that time we were in training. So when I got the money, I was like, oh, okay, nice. Of course, I was expecting it. It was on the offer letter, right? But when I saw it, I was excited that, okay, that's a good way to start, right? So salaries are paid bi-weekly, semi-monthly, unlike my experience from back home was that I would get my salary once a month, and of course I have to plan, put everything in place, so that I get to pay for stuff after I got my salary. But now 2 weeks, you have a very short time, you can easily make short-term plans and meet up with all your obligations. It's quite interesting. Now to number one on my surprise. Number one financial culture shock that I had when I came to Canada. Can you guess what it is? If you can guess before I say it, please put it in the comment section below. And if you're liking this video so far, please do well to give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Thank you. Now let's get back to it. Number one on my financial culture shock when I got to Canada is taxes. Man, the taxes, it's a whole thing for you to study, right? Because it's interesting. Of course, you're expected to pay tax. You can see all these good things that we're enjoying in Canada, the lights. Of course, we pay for the lights, but all the public infrastructure and all that's available, they have to be funded by our taxes. Yeah. So the taxes came as a shock to me, because not exactly because of the amount that we pay in taxes, but the way we pay them, right? And the fact that you have to file your taxes in Canada at a particular time of the year, March mostly, the revenue agency requires you to submit and report all the money that you've earned in the previous year and all the taxes that you've paid, and they will use that to calculate the amount of tax that you were supposed to have paid the government. So if you've paid too much, you get some money back, and if you paid too little, then you get to pay them the extra, the remaining part. It's quite interesting, because back in Nigeria, I did not have to do that. All I know is that my employer pays my tax, and that's it. I don't have to file any taxes. There's nothing like a return. Nobody's going to reimburse you for paying too much taxes, But here in Canada, there's all the taxes. If you've paid too much, you get something back. And based on your circumstances, right? For some people, they get refunded, maybe because they pay a lot in childcare, maybe because they're physically maybe disabled and all that. There are so many benefits that you get back while just because you file your taxes and all that. And it's required, everybody has to do it. I think even including students, right? So it's so interesting to me, because when you just keep hearing, oh, it's tax season, and by then you are required to file your taxes, then sometimes you would even think, oh, I'm not an accountant now, how am I going to do this? It's actually not so difficult, especially if your circumstances is not so complicated. So if you're single, or you're just married, or you didn't really do multiple jobs in the previous year, it's quite simple. There are several applications that would guide you online for free, while there are some that are cheap, and you'll be able to do it. And if you have a complicated situation, you can always, of course, approach an accountant. There are so many of them around that you can approach to file your taxes. Also, talking about taxes, you realize that prices of items that you see on the shelf, that those prices are not the final prices you would pay after checking out. Right, that's not the final price. So let's say you've gone to a grocery store, and you've gone to a store, maybe a phone store or an electronic store, and you've seen a nice TV you want to buy, and this TV is, say, 1,800, and you think, oh, you'd pay 1,800. No, by the time you get to the checkout point, that is when they would add your taxes. 13%, like in Ontario, 13%. I know it might be lower in some other provinces, but it is at the checkout point that you would see the amount that you would have to pay, and of course 1,800, then you'll be looking at 2,200, and you'll be like, what is happening? It came as a shock to me when I came to Canada, and I wanted to buy something, and I've seen the price on the shelf. I was sure, oh, that's the price I would have to pay. Then when I got to the cashier, the price had jumped up. It came as a shock to me. So, for example, for the 1,800 price example that I imagine, if the limit of your credit card is, say, 2,000, and after taxes, what you want to buy has jumped up from 1,800 to 2,200, then, there's going to be a problem, because your credit card won't be able to make that purchase, and you would have to look for other means or make other arrangements with the bank. So it came as a shock to me, but of course it just takes some getting used to. It's not so bad. You get used to it after a while, but of course it's going to shock you the first time you experience it. Yeah. Now, extras, right? If you notice that I've been talking about bills, paying monthly, doing this, it's like there's so many things you have to pay for. Yeah, that is true. In Canada, you pay for a whole lot of things. If you own your own property, you pay mortgage, you pay utilities, you pay for water, you pay for electricity, you pay for heat, a whole lot of things. You pay the municipality, or I think the taxes and all that. And if you're renting, you pay utilities, you pay your rent, you pay so many things. You pay your phone bill, you pay your internet bill, you a whole lot of things. And if you've taken advantage of those things I mentioned earlier, you bought a very good phone, you bought a Genge laptop, and you're paying all that monthly. You have a car, you're paying your car loan, you're paying your car insurance, you're paying home insurance, a whole lot of it. Yes, there are so many things to pay for. There are also ways to save money. There are also ways to reduce the amount you're paying. Yeah, so that brings me to my extra point here, which is coupons, discounts, price matching. So here in Canada, I found out that coupons are actually a big deal. There are things you can make use of. So if you buy a lot of McDonald's, you can always look out for the coupons, or you use their app. They always have discounts on their mobile app, which you should take advantage of. There are also some stores also do price matching, whereby let's say you've seen this item at another store, it's listed $80 there, but at this store you found it for $100. You can approach them to price match. That is, they should sell it to you at the price you found it somewhere else. Some stores would actually sell it to you at the lower price, which of course is good for you, right? And you can also, yeah, I think the idea is just to make sure that you look out for discounts for anything in Canada. Always make sure that you negotiate. You might, there's no harm in trying. You might actually get a better price. I always do that whenever I get the chance. There are also discounts and points programs. For example, my bank card has this points program whereby I can use the points that I'm getting while using my credit card. I can use those points to buy an air ticket. I can use those points to get a discount on eBay, on stuff like that. For example, my PC Optimum points card, I use that to wash my car at the car wash. So I don't spend but of course I get those points by spending money at their stores like No Frills, Shoppers Drug Mart, Real Canadian store. What's the name? That one. You get to use the points to do other things. So it also saves me a lot of money. I think one of these days I'll make a video on how much I spend in Canada and how I try to to save on these expenses. If you've enjoyed this video so far, please make sure you smash the like button. If you've not subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. It's fun here, and you can be assured that you'll be seeing really nice videos from me. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.